All right, back to day 2 of the One Take Show, my journey to be chosen for the Mentor by Millionaires reality TV show, Mike Vestil, Rob Jones, and Gerry Cramer. So today I'm going to talk about my entrepreneurial journey up to this point. You know, I'm still in a job for now. Hope no one's watching that, but that is in the job with me. Probably not, because they're not even looking in that genre. Anyway, this is a One Take Show, so if I'm fumbling around a little bit, it sounds unscripted, it's because it is. I have an idea, and I'm going with that because reality TV, you don't get a do-over, you don't get a second chance. You say what you say, and then you move on. So, my entrepreneurial journey so far. So, back before I graduated from college, you know, so I had some things in my life, maybe I'll talk about that later, some family events, and some things that really made me think. I also had a buddy back home who was getting into network marketing and entrepreneurial, the lifestyle and everything like that. And you know, you have the internet, so you start seeing people living these quote-unquote free lives and selling whatever they're selling, right? So, by the time I graduated school, I graduated college about 3 years ago in May, so really close to 3 years ago, about 3 years and a month ago. And I graduated with a mechanical engineering degree and from North Carolina State University, and go Wolfpack. And pretty much as soon as I graduated, I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the job that I got. Is a government job, and I really wanted to find something that would get me out of the 9-to-5 grind. So I found the first thing that was going to get me there. And now, before I move on, I want to talk about, really the theme of this video is kind of the steps. I don't know if you saw the thumbnail with me with some steps, but it's kind of the steps to that I think me and a lot of other people that have this entrepreneurial drive take on the way to this ultimate freedom lifestyle. I don't know why I put ultimate freedom in quotes, because ultimate freedom is absolutely achievable. It's not a, you know, thing to mock. It is absolutely achievable, but it depends. Once your eyes are open to what ultimate freedom actually is, and you know, you see people living it, but you see also a lot of people online nowadays living a lifestyle that's not ultimate freedom, but freedom from something, and they market it as freedom from your 9-to-5, freedom from time, freedom from money, but it's not ultimate freedom. So with regards to that, back to my first entrepreneurial venture. So 2 years ago, was it 3? It was 2 years ago I graduated college. Not 3 years ago, I'm sorry. But like I said, I'm not editing this out. So it was 2 years ago I graduated school, not 3. So 2 years ago, around this time, I started a real estate investing business. And you know, I wanted to wholesale. One, because my dad did house flips and things like that, you know, fix and flips. And I wanted to wholesale because I didn't have a whole lot of capital, or pretty much had no capital. And what wholesaling is, if no one knows, wholesaling is when you go out and you find an a house priced under market value, and you find that house, you buy it, and before you have to actually pay out the money for the contract, you flip the contract and you sell it to somebody that's going to fix and flip the house. So you don't actually have to put any money on yourself except for maybe a small deposit. So that I thought was going to give me freedom from the 9-to-5, and I thought that was going to give me freedom. But what I soon realized after grinding it out, trying to, you know, putting signs up and all this stuff, I finally realized that this is a very location-based business. Now, if you have the skills, you can then take that business somewhere else, but for a long time, you know, you make your network, and you know, you meet people, and you have your connections in your area, which helps your business grow with real estate investing. Yes, you can take that business wherever you want, you can take those skills wherever you want, but it kind of takes some time to rebuild. And I realized I kind of wanted something that was not location based, and I'm not using the term location independent yet because I didn't even know that word existed at this point. It was just, I didn't want to be tied down to one location is what where my mind was. So while I was still trying to grind out and do real estate investing, I then moved and I found, you know, Ty Lopez's social media marketing course, and I thought, you know, it was marketed as, you know, you could have this freedom to travel while you're managing other people's social media pages. So I got into that course, I went through it, you know, I got a client or two doing that, but the problem with that business, at least for me, it works for some people, so I'm not knocking it at all, but the problem with that is it's a lot of time consuming because you're managing people's social media pages, and unless you're running paid ads, which you should be as well, but even if you're not running paid ads plus running paid ads, the paid ads are what's going to get you the ROI short term. So you don't, and yeah, the paid ads are going to, I'm sorry, like I said, One Take Show. So the paid ads are what's going to get you that ROI short term. And if you're just managing, you know, someone's Instagram account trying to grow their brand, some of these business owners don't understand what that means, and they want that ROI right away. So for a while I was trying to do that, you know, I was posting every day for, you know, one client that I had, that's all I had at the time. That's And so I eventually thought and saw a course for Facebook ads, just Facebook ads. So of course I bought that course, and I saw it as something because managing social media accounts isn't necessarily scalable in the sense of, unless you're hiring full-time employees and things like that. Yes, you can do VAs, but it's a very time-consuming business. You're still putting more time into it because you got to go take pictures, or you got to hire a photographer, whichever one. But for me, I had to go take pictures, and I'm constantly being contacted by the client, and I'm posting things, and they judge your posts. I had this client that wanted me to email him every single post that I was posting on his Facebook page, and those posts don't get an ROI. So I wanted to run Facebook ads for just simple lead generation for businesses. So I went and learned that. It took me a while to learn that. Then I got a client or two from that, and tried to run free trials, and that's actually kind of where I am right now still, running Facebook ads. But if you want to rewind real quick, and I'm sorry if this video is getting a little bit long, and I'm going to stand up here and walk around maybe a little bit, but if you want to talk about the stepping stones that I was on this first step, and I'm stepping on steps right now on my back porch, but I was on that first step originally with real estate, trying to get out of the 9-to-5, freedom from your 9-to-5 grind. And then I realized, well, it's more than that, right? It's also freedom of location, so I took the other step up, okay? Yep, I got these green shorts on and some flip-flops, and this awesome flamingo shirt. So I took that second step up, and that was the location freedom that I wanted. Then I realized that I needed time freedom as well, because I was grinding it out. I was going to take pictures. It was taking a lot of time for all these social media posts. So I had to take another step up and realize that I wanted time freedom. And so I got the Facebook ads, and I started doing lead generation because it was a lot more scalable time-wise. Then I realized I wanted ultimate freedom, because when you have location freedom, when you have freedom from your 9-to-5 job, and when you have freedom from time, you still need ultimate freedom. And when you're running stuff for clients, when you're doing Facebook ads for clients, when you're doing lead generation for clients, you still have to answer to people, right? When you're a 9-to-5 job, you actually have to work for somebody, but then you get out of that situation, right? And then you're like I said, all the steps up. But when you have a client, you still have to answer to people. In my opinion, you still have to answer to people. And I wanted to travel the world. I still want to travel the world, which is why I'm doing these videos every day, so I can get selected for this Mentored by Millionaires reality TV show with Gerry Cramer, Mike Vestil, and Rob Jones. Shout out. Anyway, so I'm going to sit back down here, but I just want to talk about those steps. So the first step, to rewind real quick, was that 9-to-5 freedom from your 9-to-5. Then I wanted time freedom, I realized. Then I wanted scalable time, or sorry, it was it was freedom from my 9-to-5. Then it was freedom from location, right? So I switched to that. Then I wanted freedom time-wise, scalable, that wasn't just scalable by time. And now I wanted ultimate freedom, because when you're traveling the world, when you're 12 hours ahead over there in Bali, Indonesia, and you have a client that wants to call you 3 p.m. their time, and you're 3 a.m. your time trying to sleep, you got to answer that, because you can work around it, but you're still 12 hours apart. So, and when you have a client, they can always cut you off and stop paying you whenever you want. And yeah, you can control it. And even if you're really good at Facebook advertising lead generation, you can generate people so many leads that they're like, okay, that's enough, and then terminate the contract because they think they have enough business. So there's all these things when you still have to answer to somebody. That's not ultimate freedom in my opinion, which is why affiliate marketing really is something that I'm drawn to now. And I plan on getting into the course, and I plan on doing that while I'm still applying for this Bali, Indonesia reality TV show with Mike Vestil, Gerry Cramer, and Rob Jones. And this is approaching 10 minutes now. I didn't expect for this to be this long, but if anybody followed what this video was, or if anybody watched it, I appreciate it. Day 2 of indefinite amount of days, I'm doing YouTube videos every single day, was all these steps that I took as an entrepreneur. And I'm not an entrepreneur yet because I'm still in a 9-to-5 job, but I kept switching to different things because I knew deep down at some point that I wasn't going to want to do this long term. And it's tough for me to get into something that I know I'm not going to want to do long term. And it's almost like self-sabotage, because you don't really want to do it long term. Real estate, I didn't want to do it long term, so I wasn't very successful at it because I knew, and I wasn't probably putting my heart and soul into it. Managing people's social media, the same thing. Doing Facebook advertising, what I'm still doing now, it's the same thing, because I know I'm not going to want to answer to clients all the time when I'm traveling, because that's not ultimate freedom. You want location freedom, you want freedom from a job so you don't have to work for somebody, and you want time freedom, and you want, you know, all this health, wealth, love, and happiness, but you don't want to answer to somebody, right? You want to be able to travel and work on your terms. And with this affiliate marketing, with having an online business that you can run from your laptop without having to call somebody, obviously you still want to talk to people. I'm just talking about not answering to somebody. Once you're not answering to somebody, once you're not working for somebody, once time doesn't control you, once money doesn't control you, because financial freedom is another part of that, obviously, then I believe you have ultimate freedom. And you know, if anyone wants to know more about ultimate freedom, listen to Rob Jones and Gerry Cramer's podcast on ultimate freedom. It's on ultimatefreedom.com. That is an awesome podcast. They only have 2 episodes out right now at the time of me recording this video, but it's a really awesome podcast. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up, because if anybody watched to the end here and you're like me, maybe as your entrepreneurial journey went, maybe you tried to find that, not the easiest path, but the shortcut to getting short-sightedness. So you're short-sighted, so you're trying to get to that goal first. Like originally I was short-sighted, I just wanted to get out of my job, so real estate was the first thing that came to my mind, because I had some experience with that, you know, with my dad, and I had a couple friends doing it too. But that right there wasn't what I ultimately wanted. Then, you know, I wanted location freedom, so I found the next thing that I thought can give me location freedom, but then I realized that it takes a lot of time. So then I wanted time freedom, location freedom, and freedom from a job, so I chased something else. And then I didn't want to answer to somebody as well, so I wanted that kind of freedom as well, in addition to financial freedom. So I wanted all these things, and I want ultimate freedom. So if anybody, you got a cool dragonfly right here, I don't know if anyone saw that, hovering right next to my face, maybe watching my YouTube video. If anybody can relate to this, and if anyone's still watching, I really appreciate it. Day 2. And these are all one take, so that's why I'm rambling like crazy, because I don't want to leave anything out. But ultimate freedom is ultimately what I desire in life. It's what I desire in life. It's what I plan on achieving very soon in my life. And you know, I have patience, but I also have a lot of hunger, and I take massive action. So, you know, I also have shiny object syndrome, as you probably maybe tell by all these different things I've tried to do. But I also go all in on something, and if I'm not all in, I'm 1 foot out, and you know, I self-sabotage myself. And maybe that's how some entrepreneurs are too. They're all in. That's kind of my personality. You know, I go all in on something, I get completely obsessed. But if it's something that I know deep down, even if it's not at the top of my mind, I'm not going to do long term, it's hard for me to fully commit to it. And sometimes you talk yourself into things, and you keep yourself busy, and all this stuff that we go through, you know, when starting business and starting your entrepreneurial journey in the beginning, if society screwed you up like that screwed me up in the beginning. But not putting any blame on anything. I hope this video made sense. Ultimately, what I desire in life is ultimate freedom, not financial freedom, not freedom from your 9 to 5, not time freedom, and not location freedom. I want to be location independent. I want to have full-time freedom. I want to have all those things, not just one of those things. I want to have health, wealth, love, and happiness. And you know, you never stop once you get somewhere, but to have freedom opens up so many doors, so you can help people. And I'm not there yet, but that's why I'm doing these videos every single day, because it's challenging me and it's forcing me to grow, because I don't record videos at all, ever. So this is day 2. Hope that made sense. But those are the stepping stones of my entrepreneurial journey so far, to get to the point where I know what I really want to do as far as for money, to get me the ultimate freedom that I desire. So if you watched this far, I really appreciate it. And this is day 2 of indefinite amount of videos on YouTube, on my channel, to prove my journey, to prove my persistence, and to prove my massive actionness for this Bali, Indonesia, mentored by millionaires reality TV program with Mike Vestil, Gerry Cramer, and Rob Jones. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.